What's good, YouTube? So let's talk about cars and trucks. How the manufacturers of cars and trucks are screwing us over. So they're putting in less CCs, they're putting in smaller engines. So instead of like bulletproof engines that are understressed, they're just putting turbos in there to make a smaller engine. They're putting EcoBoost crap. Instead of just a simple V6, it's gonna be like an Ecotec V6 that's half the size with a turbo in it. More shit that can go wrong, right? Overstressing the engine, making them wear out faster. Another aspect of how they're screwing us over is they're adding so many electrical components to new cars and new trucks. All these little electric gadgets just have a great chance of breaking down, and then they're a total pain in the ass to fix. And I can see in the future a lot of smaller shops will have problems working on all these modern cars with all these fancy electric bells and whistles that go out. It's a lot more complicated to fix than a simple engine with just minimal electrics. So people are gonna have to go to the dealership in order to get their stuff serviced. The dealership is just gonna milk you for your money. They're gonna upcharge you for stuff you don't even need to fix. And with the cars becoming more complex, who knows what's wrong with it? The dealership will know because they have the expensive software to diagnose it, but no one else does. Because it's becoming so expensive for small shops to get the diagnostic software that they don't want to stock the brand new vehicles. Now right now this isn't such a huge issue because you can buy a nice reliable used vehicle from the early 2000s or the mid 2000s or even the late 90s that's still in good running shape. But in 10-20 years that's not going to be the reality. Those cars will have run their course. A lot of them will be kind of done for, and the used market is going to be cars that are coming out right now. And I predict that these cars and trucks are just simply not going to last as well as the cars and trucks from the early 2000s, late 90s. It's just going to be a crappier used market. They're going to be more expensive to fix. The electric components are always going to be going out. Something that I really can't stand is like that push to start crap they have now. I hear they have that on some bikes now. I guess they have it on the Ninja 500. I think that's the dumbest feature, and that's even talking from someone like I locked my keys in my truck last week at work. But still, I would rather have an actual key like this that you have to push and turn than that push to start bullcrap. See, my wife has a Ford Escape from 2019, and it's got that push to start thing. Dude, half the time that shit doesn't even work. Like, she has to put her key right next to it, doesn't work. She has to bang the key against the console, and then finally it works after 30 seconds. I mean, that shit's just gonna be so unreliable when that goes out. Instead of just having a simple key for your ignition, you got this electric switch that's gonna cost you hundreds of dollars to fix. You're gonna be stranded when that goes out. I mean, it's just stupid, dude. More and more electric stuff that no one ever even asked for. So how does this tie into a motorcycle channel? What am I talking about here? Well, I can foresee more people hopping on motorcycles from two angles here. So we got what I just talked about, cars becoming crappier, less reliable, more expensive to work on, especially newer cars, and then going into the used car market. And then you have lane splitting becoming more mainstream and hopefully becoming more legal in more states. And with it becoming more legal in more states, more people are going to be incentivized to get through traffic quicker. So more people are going to want to be on the bike to lane split. You know, in addition to those two things, it's really easy to work on a bike. You get a simple machine like a Honda CB500 or a Kawasaki 400, 450, whatever. These are super easy to work on, man. Also, with more people riding bikes, there's going to be more shops open, more independent shops. The cost of service might go down because there's just going to be more competition within the shops. That would be a wonderful thing, to have more shops available for like more complicated procedures that people don't want to do, like valve clearance checks. I'm just basing this based on like looking at the country of India. Look at Asia and Europe, man. There's more people who ride to work and more people who ride sensibly. Like, just use these as a utilitarian thing in addition to using them as a fun toy. Because here in America, I think everyone sees these as just a fun toy, and it doesn't have to be. Like, it is a fun toy for sure. I love using mine as a fun toy, but I also sometimes use it as a utilitarian thing. Whenever my truck's like in the shop or my wife is borrowing it, I'll ride my bike to work. Or whenever I just feel like saving miles on my truck, I'll ride my bike to work. Whenever I feel like going to the mountains or just going around town somewhere, I don't have to pick something up, I'll ride my bike. I'll save miles from my truck and then enjoy like being able to be on the bike instead. It's totally a utilitarian vehicle. Like, people use these to commute in a lot of parts of the world. And yes, it is a lot more dangerous, but I think the American statistics showing how dangerous it is also reflect the fact that people view them as toys here and don't ride sensibly. Like, a lot of younger riders will yeet themselves, you know, get too big of a bike for their skill level and just, you know, destroy themselves because they're trying to like be a badass on a motorcycle, when really they could just ride sensibly and kind of learn their way slowly, you know. Or like just bad drivers in general, which also, by the way, having more motorcyclists on the road, I think would only increase the quality of drivers out there, because riding a motorcycle requires a lot of skill, requires a lot of awareness. And I've become a better driver in my truck from all the years that I've rode a motorcycle, because you just become more aware of what's going on around you. You know, half the drivers on the road, of course, don't have a clue what's around them. They got their head so far up their ass, but that's another day, another topic. As long as the EPA doesn't neuter bikes too bad, then I would totally see like more people on bikes as utilitarian vehicles. And that would be a wonderful sight, man. A bigger biker community, way more people on the road. That would be so cool. I would love to see that. What does everyone else think? Is there going to be a rise in motorcyclists as a result of lane splitting becoming legal and cars becoming crappier? Or is that just a pipe dream that I have? I'd love to see, you know. I can't wait to see what the future holds. So, thanks for watching.